Hey, I'm Greg Mann from Greater Orlando Realty. Welcome back to the GMANN Show. We got a magic show today. We got In the Trenches with Dee Dee. We've got the Mortgage Minute. We've got Frank McManus from Greater Orlando Realty, who does international real estate, and we've got Paul the Critter Man. So, straight into you, Frank. Welcome to the show. Tell me all about yourself.
Thanks, Greg. It's great to be here. I've been a realtor for over 6 years now with Greater Orlando, and we've just branched out to our newest office over in Ormond Beach.
That's fantastic news.
And we've started the new brokerage as Greater Ormond Beach Realty USA. And we're just located over on Granada, 100 East Granada Boulevard in Ormond Beach, just over the bridge beachside. So
beachside, super important.
It's exciting.
Isn't it? Yeah,
it's exciting.
It is.
Really
I'm super excited about that location. I know you are, and I want to thank you for being a shared partner in that. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. But one thing you do that I think is super cool, you do international real estate. Not many people do that, but you took it to the next level. You just can't do the international stuff. You have to be a member of the Global Real Estate Board, and that's fantastic. Tell me all about that.
Well, here in Orlando, I am a member of the Orlando Global Real Estate Council. And in being a member of that, you're continuously a part of education sessions that keep you up to date on trends, protocols, cultural norms, things that we need to be aware of when we interact with our global clients and customers and investors. So it's an opportunity for us to broaden our networks amongst local agents as well as international agents. It gives us an opportunity to go to different countries and travel and see different projects that they're building so that we can take that back to our clients as well and provide opportunities for investment.
So you're basically based in Ormond Beach. Mm-hmm. You're traveling the world, going to different locations. Tell me about the most exciting place you've been with the Global Board of Realtors in 2022.
Well, in early 2022, as you know, we went to Dubai and we spent 10 days in the United Arab Emirates. And during that time, we got a chance to see 3 different Emirates. We saw Sharjah, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi. And in those Emirates, we got a chance to see 3 different building new construction sites and terrific opportunities for investors to get in early and have that opportunity for appreciation as well as return on investment through rentals, short-term rentals, etc. It's just a growing market, and it was an exciting place to be, to experience that culture, that lifestyle, and the people were very inviting to us as well. We also got a chance to participate in the International Property Show, which is held annually in the UAE, and the next show is coming up in February of 2023.
So that's an exciting thing to look forward to.
Yes, it is.
One thing I liked about that trip was you actually got to meet the people in the deep end, the guys that are talking and selling real estate to the investors. We got tours of the properties. We started to understand how these buildings look and what they're about and who they're attracting. Mm-hmm. But there was also some added bonus, I thought, that if you invested there, you could actually get a citizenship.
That's
of
right.
A descriptive, not full-time, but you had access to live there, which a lot of the average investors may not even understand that, but we now know that, don't we?
That's exactly right. And most countries, UAE included, offer what's called a golden visa. And those golden visas are primarily provided to investors. If you come in and you invest at a certain level, you're provided with the opportunity to apply for a golden visa, which enables you to stay in the country longer and also leads to, in some cases, citizenship over time.
Yeah.
So it's really a great opportunity to become a citizen of another country, to invest in another country, to have a place to go visit in another country for yourself when it's not being rented as a short-term rental. So there's a lot of benefits to it as well.
Huge benefits, and a lot of those benefits are captivated when they use someone such as yourself, because the average person doesn't know about them, but you do. You can guide the person in the right direction. You can give them good advice. So how do you find the different cultural differences? For instance, if I'm dealing with someone from Germany, or I'm dealing with someone from Japan, or anywhere else, I mean, there's lots of different things. You know, do we shake hands? Do we nod heads? Do we rub noses? Do you know all those things?
Well, you know, I subscribe to I have a book that is called Kiss, Bow, or Shake Hands, and it's written by Terry Morrison. And Terry has written a number of books on cultural norms, protocols, as it relates to business relationships. And she gives tremendous detail relative to the things that you mentioned. You know, how do you give someone your business card?
Yes.
What is the appropriate way? You just don't throw your business card on the table. You don't hand your business card over with one hand and it being upside down. There's a way to do it.
Yeah.
And so that you don't, you know, you show respect for the person you're giving it to, and in turn that builds a relationship. So it's very important to remain focused on and attentive to those cultural expectations.
Exactly, yeah.
Because that just helps nurture the relationship.
Yeah,
and it's all about the relationship.
It really is. That's what I was going to say. It's all about that relationship, building the relationship, and understanding what each person is expecting and how to start that relationship. But another thing I find super interesting that many people don't understand here. So I'm a US citizen. I've got a home here. I want to buy in Sweden. How do I do that?
Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to reach out to an agent that has international experience. There's many of us, but certainly you could reach out to me. And the important aspect of that is that you have a network of agents that are truly global. I maintain what's called a Certified International Property Specialist designation, which is provided by the National Association of Realtors. And that designation is conveyed after you complete a 5-day course, and in achieving that, you have access to an international network, referral network, partnership networks, educational networks, and it really helps you when you want to travel to those countries. You know agents already. You've already reached out to them. You've already set up appointments with them to build that relationship. So whenever you travel, that's what you want to do. You want to meet them face to face. You want to have a Zoom call with them. You want to write to them and just build that relationship. And that in turn helps when a client comes to me and says, I want to buy in Sweden. Well, I know 3 or 4 different agents in Sweden. Sweden is a somewhat large country which has different regions, so you want to have different agents that specialize in different regions.
And that's really important too. It's the same when you get a referral here from someone in New York referring someone that's moving to Florida. Exactly. Well, are they moving to Orlando or Miami? It makes a big difference. Perfect. Because yes, we can, as licensed realtors in the state of Florida, you can set anywhere, but you need to know your territory, your area well. And you know Ormond Beach really well, and that's why we've opened an office there.
That's right.
So how does anyone get hold of Frank McManus to buy real estate in Ormond Beach?
Well, first of all, my contact number is 386-414-9050. My email, on the other hand, is frankmcmanus59@gmail.com. So, you know, there's many ways to get in touch.
Easy ways to reach out to you.
On Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn, etc.
And you know all the best places to go on the beaches, you know the best restaurants, the best, anything that's out there, you know about it, which is great. So Frank, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your insight into international real estate. Your local real estate knowledge is phenomenal, and I wish you all the best in the future. We're going to be right back to the GMANN Show. We're going to be looking at In the Trenches with Dee Dee, and we've got a great Mortgage Minute with Sonia, so we'll see you soon.
Managing your investment property is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Sign up at GoRent123.com. 2. Let Greater Orlando Realty handle everything for you when it comes to managing your property. From qualifying tenants to collecting rent, processing maintenance requests, and everything in between. 3. Sit back, relax, and count all that money you're making. Earning passive income on your property is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Greater Orlando Realty. Visit GoRent123.com today.
Hey, welcome back to the GMANN Show. Here with Laura Collins from First International Title. Laura, tell me what you do, tell me how you do it, and tell me how people get hold of you.
Thank you. I am Laura Collins with First International Title. My phone number is 314-265-9000. And I always appreciate a text to get to know me. I am one of the sales reps for the downtown office of First International Title. We do have 37 offices, and I represent our downtown office and Waterford Lakes office. One of the things about me with my clients are realtors and loan officers mostly, and anybody that's selling their house, they get to choose their title company. And so that's why a lot of people depend on their realtors to choose their title company, and that's why they're my clients. I have worked at Disney for 20 years, and anybody that works with me is going to have that kind of customer service that Disney has instilled in me. I love to help, I love to be available, and I want to make sure that they are growing their business, and it is about them.
So you'll do open houses, you'll go to offices, you'll help agents build their business, all with a cheerful smile. How do people get hold of you?
You can, again, get a hold of me, 314-265-9000.
Hey, I'm Greg Mann with Greater Orlando Realty. Welcome back to the GMANN Show. We're going to go straight into the trenches. Awesome segment. Welcome back, Dee Dee.
How you doing, sir?
Welcome, Paul Gentle from Critter 911. What people don't understand is that we live with critters. They live with us. Sometimes they're a problem. Dee Dee, what sort of problems do we get?
We get lots of lead boots eaten up by squirrels. We get a lot of vents and soffits that get damaged over time that they like to make homes in. Anything from the exterior that is a hole, they will try to make a home.
So once you get a call or something on the portal, I got something going on, something weird, whatever it might be, you contact Paul from Critter
Paul.
911.
Yes, I do. How you doing, Paul?
Now, Paul,
doing really well.
What do? You get the call from Dee Dee, someone's found mouse poop, rat poop, squirrel poop, whatever it is, what do you do?
First thing we do is a thorough inspection of the property. We go out, we look over the property top to bottom, inside and out, figure out all the ways the various critters we deal with can get in, and then come up with a plan to seal them out, trap them out of the area, and seal the home up to prevent them from coming back.
So basically, whatever it is, has got a life cycle and a reproduction cycle. A lot of people don't understand that. So let's just talk rats. If I got a rat in my house, or I think it's a rat, you come along and say, oh, it looks like it could be rats. There's a cycle now, so we've got to do things in a certain process. How do we do that?
Well, at our company, we simply use trapping. We trap for a while to remove and lower the population. We use a lot of traps.
Okay.
Once we have about a week in of trapping, we've removed several of them. We then start the seal up process, narrowing them down to their primary entry point, where we concentrate our trapping. Once the traps remain empty for a week, a check or two, we then seal up that last opening and leave you with a warranty that they can't get back in.
So basically, if someone's got a house and they're in the attic space, first of all you do general trapping, then you're getting into zones, basically. So you're kind of like pushing them out like a little pusher sort of thing.
Right.
You deal with more than just rodents, though. I mean, you deal with all sorts of stuff. What else do we deal with?
The top 5 animals that enter homes are rats, squirrels, raccoons, possums, and bats.
Bats?
And then we also deal with armadillos and snakes to round it out.
Wow. So if there's a bat in an attic, that's just...
Well, there's almost never one of these things in attics. So with bats, they can come in tens to hundreds.
Oh my. We have not had any bats, thankfully. Okay.
Knock on wood,
oh my
because
goodness.
they are becoming a problem locally. When I say a problem, bats are not a problem. They're one of the most protected animals in Florida. They think that life could not exist in Florida because of the disease transmission of mosquitoes in particular and other insects. Bats eat insects, therefore they're extremely valuable to our environment. When they make their home in our home, the problem is they can transmit any number of diseases to humans, from rabies to histoplasmosis.
Oh boy.
Wow, that's actually
None of which is good news.
No, so they're literally cleaning us out of the mosquitoes, getting rid of those nasty things we don't get bitten by mosquitoes, and then we catch them from the bat. I'm sure catching a bat is different than catching a rat.
Well, absolutely. Rats require lethal measures. We are not allowed to release rats back into our environment. They create an even bigger issue. They destroy everything from crops to your home. There are times
So
when they
rats are
cause
catch
fires.
and kill.
Right. Bats are never harmed. They're only relocated. They're removed, forced out of the home in such a way as to not harm them at a very specific time of year in a very specific environment, down to temperature.
Oh, wow.
We can't remove them if the temperature is below 50 degrees.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
When we chase them out of a home, though, the problem is they quite often just go
Next
right
door.
down the road, move into someone else's home.
So is there a time of the year when the rodent problem's a little bit bigger?
Rats in particular are a year-round problem.
Okay.
It does get slightly worse when the weather gets cold. When we get a cold snap or a cold spell, their seeking dens goes up. They tend to invade a little more in the winter. Well, we don't have winter here, but you get the idea.
It's cool. Now, when people talk to me about these issues, because we see it all the time, I don't really know what to say to them in terms of, they say, well, how many rats do you think I've got? I mean, can it be 20, 150? I mean, how do we know this?
Okay, I'll scare you with a statistic first. 2 mated rats in an enclosed environment without predation, disease, ample food, ample harborage can engender 20,000 offspring in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
Now, what we catch
Wow.
in homes is
That's
usually
a very big number.
2 to 10. That's what we catch out of most of the homes that we deal with. We've caught none. We've caught 168 out of one home. Most of the time it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah. So it can be a huge problem, but I think homeowners don't understand this. Landlords don't seem to understand this. It's not just the tenant that's putting up with the rat running around the attic space. You hear it, you find a bit of poop or whatever, but they actually destroy the house too, don't they? What sort of damage do you see from rats?
We see wires chewed up. We see plumbing chewed on. We see ducts penetrated, which is a significant health issue for the residents because...
Oh, yes.
Goes into the HVAC system.
Right, and the definition of weaponization of a virus or a bacterium is to dry it, crumble it into dust, and blow it into someone's breathing air.
Yeah.
Inside the ducts, the viri don't die, the bacteria don't die. In the attic gets hot enough over time that most of the time it's not a terribly dangerous thing. The heat and the dryness in the attic kills the germs. In the ductwork, it's a big problem because it
it's
literally
cold,
is weaponized.
Yeah. So that's a good tip for us. If we've
Always
got
get duct
a
cleaning.
report from Paul that we got ducts chewed, got to go in with a full blown cleaning.
Duct cleaning,
We got to get the ducts
for
sealed
sure.
up. We got to get rid of the rats.
Yes.
Paul, I think your service is phenomenal. There's not many people that want to crawl under houses, crawl in attic space, have rats running over them, smell differently than anybody else because you can't keep clean during the day. If somebody wants to employ your services, how do they get hold of you?
Easy. Look up critter911.com and call the number there. Our number is 407-719-6221. 407-719-6221 or critter911.com.
Hey, that's awesome. I certainly appreciate you taking the time to share some of the information. There's a lot more information we can get from you, but we're welcoming you back another time for that.
Sure.
Everyone, stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Mortgage Minute. I'm Greg Mann from Greater Orlando Realty.
Managing your investment property is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Sign up at GoRent123.com. 2. Let Greater Orlando Realty handle everything for you when it comes to managing your property. From qualifying tenants to collecting rent, processing maintenance requests, and everything in between. 3. Sit back, relax, and count all that money you're making. Earning passive income on your property is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Greater Orlando Realty. Visit GoRent123.com today.
Hey, I'm Greg Mann. Welcome back to the GMANN Show. I'm here with Sonia Hishami from Edge Home Financing, and it's the Mortgage Minute. Sonia, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Today, we're going to talk about zero down mortgages. This intrigues me. How can I buy the biggest asset in my life with putting zero down?
You know what? It's amazing because right now we're coming up as a broker. I have different tools, and we're getting new tools, and every on a daily basis because we keep bringing on new lenders that provide different options. So yes, you can actually go into a home with zero down, and the way that works in this situation is it would be an FHA. One of the options, should I say? It's an FHA loan. We contribute 3.5% down from the lender. It's a down payment assistance program, but you have to work with your realtor. You have to be with a realtor that knows how to work with an FHA loan, how they work with down payment assistance loans, and they would negotiate with the listing agent to come up with enough closing from the seller side. So they pay for closing, we come up with down payment, and you walk into the home with zero down.
So when you say zero down, I don't want people to get confused about this. When the agent writes the offer, does the borrower need to give an escrow deposit?
So yes, they do have to put a deposit down,
Which they get back.
they can get back. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So like there's some negotiation happening. They should have some money for if you want to do an inspection that comes from the borrower side.
Yeah.
Things like that. But pretty much as far as down payment and closing goes, we can't come up with that for them.
So first-time buyer can get into a house zero down. Seller contribution towards closing costs.
Yes.
All the borrower or the buyer needs to think about is $500 or $600 for an inspection.
Yes.
They don't pay for their appraisal.
Right.
Sign me up. I need to start buying right now. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yes.
One of the other things that a lot of people don't understand is there's countryside, out rural areas. Mm-hmm. You can get a different type of loan for that sort of situation.
Yes.
You guys obviously do. What type
We
of loan is
offer
that?
it's a USDA loan. Mm-hmm. It's made for outside. There's lines and there's like income limits, and there are some some limits that you have to abide by. But yes, there is another option where you can go with zero down as well.
So that's zero down too.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's just talk quickly because sometimes these get confusing. Conventional, VA, FHA, USDA. We've slipped a fourth one in there now. They're all simple programs that you fully understand. The consumer may not. So when they're doing that application, is there a process you go through with them just to say, start your application, this is where I can fit you into this loan better, this is a better fit for you?
Well, that's the benefit of starting your home search process with a mortgage expert, with a broker especially, because they have more options, different lenders that offer different programs. So VA is another loan that's zero down, payment, and then you can still negotiate closing costs. So yes, they speak with us, they complete a simple application, literally takes 3 to 5 minutes to complete. Then I call them personally to make sure I get to know my buyers. And we go through all the options, see which one is the best loan for them. And then once we decide, then we bring in the agent and we tell them what we need in order to close that process based on the buyer's needs.
So immediately the buyer's got a team. Mortgage expert, realtor. The realtor knows exactly what they can afford, what to show them. There's no disappointment moving forward. Another big thing that you do, and I think this is fantastic, you actually have a team of mortgage people that work with you. You have assistants and marketing people. If I'm a loan officer, I'm feeling things are a bit stale right now. I'm not making enough money. I don't have enough options to give to my consumer. How do I join your team, and what's the benefit of that?
So joining my team, you'll have me on staff all the time. I want to make sure that your first few loans close smoothly on the brokerage side, so that way it's an easier process. I completely understand it's not an easy step to move away from like a bank or a direct lender where you might have a base income, then a smaller portion of your, of commissions coming in. So I understand that process because I used to work for a bank. So now that I'm on the brokerage side, I can walk you in with some comfort knowing that you're going to not double, probably triple your income the first year. Just we have steps you follow. I have a large database of realtors that I work with regularly, and I'm more than happy to introduce them to realtors, walking them into how to market. I have a staff that helps them, get the process started for them. So it's an easy process.
That sounds great. So basically, if I want to switch and move to you, I can actually give a better service to my customers. I can make more money doing it, and I have more fun because money brings fun, fun brings money, everyone's happy.
Sure.
How do people get hold of you to inquire about that or to inquire about getting a loan with you?
Yes. My phone number is 407-403-8658. My website is loanswithsonia.com, and my email is sonia@edgehomefinance.
Hey, that's great. Thanks, Sonia, so much. I'm Greg Mann with Greater Orlando Realty. We do sales and property management, so if you're a landlord wanting to get hold of us, 407-774-9858. You can go to our website, gorent123.com. We can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for watching.